Awesome.
You are live.
And we're live. We're live. So I'll take it over. Welcome to our second live Oracle Chats. I'm Erin Lee of HeavenLee Messenger, and this is my good friend.
Okay. I know my name.
We should start practicing this, like the question pass off.
Yes,
because that was unexpected.
We should practice a lot of things, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're pretty excited to be here today. And thank you to everybody who is joining us. So last week when we did our live chat, we said that we would be open to doing questions, like readings this week. Are we still up for that, Bobbi?
I'm into it.
Awesome.
If you're into it.
Let's do it.
They're into it.
Let's do it. So please pop down into the comment section. We're streaming to 3 different places today, which we did last time too. So we're on my HeavenLee Messenger Facebook page. We're on Bobbi's Born Medium Facebook page, and we're also on our Universal Connections Facebook page as well. So if you're like, I'm seeing the questions coming up, but like you're skipping over mine, it could be that we've got questions coming in from another page and we're just going down in order. So don't know that we're not. Yeah. And one other thing that I'm going to mention, because when I do my lives, I often get the spammers following me and they offer people readings. So we'll talk about it right now. Know that we aren't soliciting you for readings or suggesting that you should inbox us. And anybody who does that is not associated with us at all. So if you are drawn, go to it, but they're not with us. So
yes, yeah, absolutely, yes. No, we're not that kind of psychics.
No.
No, we give it away for free.
Well, on this we do. Otherwise,
on this we expose ourselves for free.
Right.
You like that? Is that better? No,
that's better.
No,
that's better.
Yes.
Awesome. So should we go through and say hello to everybody?
Yeah, sure. Okie dokie.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start? I'll start.
You go ahead, because I think it just lets hello, Chantel. And we already said hi to Carrie.
Okay. All right. So we've got Carrie and Colleen and Verna. Hello. Hi, Audrey and Chantel and Shelly and Anne and Pat. Hello. It's wonderful to connect with you all. And Tammy and Phyllis, Annika, Jerry, Cassandra. Hello. It's wonderful to see all of you guys. Thanks for joining us.
You're so good at quickly. I'm looking and then I'm reading and then you're saying, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's down the list. Holy hell. Thank God we have Erin.
Well, and thank goodness we have Bobbi, because this also means that we're totally opening things up to mediumship readings today.
I have Wi-Fi.
Yes. Wi-Fi.
I changed my Wi-Fi provider. Ask me how.
Sweet.
Okay.
So in addition to like our reading questions, we're also open, as we were last week, to answering specific questions that you have about like mediumship and intuition and spirituality. And we're talking about all of that today too. So
yes. Anything you want to know, we're here for you. And hopefully we'll know it. I keep looking at you.
I know. That's one of the tricky things is, I've got Bobbi on my screen, but right above my screen, I've got my camera. So it looks like I'm looking not at the camera. What do you do? All right. Well, shall we scroll through and see where we have our questions? Okay. So the first one I'm seeing is Chantel.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Chantel's asking, am I close to finding my big friend, Little Bear? And she says, I feel I am. Do you want to tap into this one?
Close.
Yeah.
Actually, so close. You're actually like, it's right there, right in front of you. All you have to do is look.
Yeah.
That's how they actually even show like she can see him, but she can't see that she can see him.
Yeah. And the imagery I'm getting is like you're walking along the street and you're just about to go around the corner, and around the corner is where Little Bear, your big friend Little Bear is.
Yeah. And it immediately takes me to the cartoon show that my daughter loved on Treehouse as a kid. And she was a kid, not me. Didn't exist when I was a kid. Lots of things didn't. Anyway. Old.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, do we have anything else coming up for Chantel?
Her occipital bone, her crown chakra might be opening right now. And it might be causing a physical thing that she's feeling, or maybe a feeling in her head. Sorry. I don't usually look at myself when I do this. So it's really weird. So yeah, she might actually want to say a few ohms and move into the crown chakra acceptance of. I always say om when I open my crown because I'm like a 5-year-old and I like it to be. And to me, it's like I'm calling everyone to dinner.
Right. Well, and it's really interesting as you say that, because I'm going back to the imagery that you used when you said that Little Bear was just like right there, but she couldn't see Little Bear. And I could see how that shift would change perspective for her too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Third eye, crown chakra. Sometimes you got to open them to see what you can actually see.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also have something that's coming up around things that are familiar to Little Bear, because Little Bear feels like a big friend. No, Little Bear, big friend. Yes. Um, that has physically been with you. And I'm wanting to have things that were little bears close to you when you go out and about and you're walking, because there's something about the scent that's popping up. Yeah. And feels like that helps to bring the energy and the vibration in for you too, to become aware of where they are.
Yeah. And grounding, actually, even I see her feet. So
beautiful.
Might have something to do with grounding too. I know I can't hear a dang thing if I'm grounded. Well, I can hear.
So we're talking crown chakra and root chakra.
And root chakra, the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
Like a pole.
Absolutely.
Maybe Chantel's a pole dancer.
Awesome. Awesome. Fabulous. I think, was there anything else coming up for you for Chantel?
Actually, which is something the dead do a lot. They blow kisses all the time. Probably because if I went, that would look weird. So
but you might be able to expand the services that you offer.
I might, but I think my husband might have a problem with that.
I think he might too. I think he might
that might be something with which he has a difficulty. He's not a sharing kind of guy.
Chantel, it's always a pleasure connecting with you. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today.
Thank you, Chantel.
And I feel like I skipped over Phyllis as we were saying hello. So Phyllis, hello. Thanks for joining us too. Annika is saying, so frustrating with the spammers. Absolutely. They are frustrating, but they're on all the pages now. So yeah,
that's very unfortunate. Yeah, they actually try to post on my spiritual that one I have.
Yeah. your page. Yep.
Yes, and I have it so I can say yes to things. So mostly it's Comox Valley, Vancouver Island people, to be honest. Okie dokie, we're gonna do another one.
Beautiful. Fabulous. Yeah, let's do another one. So this is something that I don't do, but I'm going to throw it out to you, Bobbi. I really like to deal with specific questions, but we have Jerry here. Jerry has asked for a reading, and she says all fair for her. Love, free.
Do you know what's funny, Jerry? It's actually, as I was getting ready for all of this, I was organizing some stuff and I found your business card. So that's kind of funny that you're here. I said, oh, that's neat. So actually, it might have to do with your business. And that's why I saw your business card.
I was just going to say that gives me enough to start going with it.
I see you exposing yourself.
I thought we were going in a different direction with our business again. So
you thought I was hot flashing again?
No, I thought that we were going to start stripping, and I thought my shirt is just not conducive to that.
See, yeah. See, you should wear layers. You didn't know those strip readings, did you?
Okay. So you go ahead. You start. I'll pop in.
Okay, Jerry, you know who you are. You know what you are. You know you have good things to say. So say them so everyone can hear you. Actually, I actually think you might want to put yourself out there just a tiny bit more as a psychic and spiritualist and person who has something to say to people.
Awesome. Awesome. I
Right?
was going to say I have a lot of grounding that's coming up for you. And if people are struggling with putting themselves out there, often it has to do with the fact that they aren't feeling grounded enough and or like comfortable and confident enough
Too vulnerable.
in what they're doing. And it tends to be a very strong grounding thing. So I'm wanting to encourage you to ground. And the imagery that I get with that is the more you ground, the more root you create, the more you're going up here, the more that you're going to have to share with other people.
I agree.
And I also have some throat chakra stuff that's coming up too. And I'm wanting to encourage you to sing
Oh,
or
get it
or
out.
or to like chant or hum, but you need to like get it out.
You know what? As soon as you said chant, hum, sing, I saw bum, 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 bum,
Ooh,
bum,
love
bum,
it.
bum. Yes. And if
Yeah.
I remember correctly, Jerry is genetically predisposed to bum, 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 like that. Something that is in her bloodline. That
Beautiful.
actually, and the singing as well.
Beautiful.
And I actually
Absolutely.
think Jerry knows that.
You know, that's one of the things that has been coming up for me with people recently. Like when I do readings with them, I've been hearing more and more, you're confirming what I already knew.
Oh my God, I
And
should say that.
yeah.
I'm psychic.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we just need to hear it from outside of ourselves, or the way
Mhm.
that we present it is slightly different, but
Yeah,
in a
I
lot
tell
of
people that
cases,
all the time. I tell
you
you what
already know.
the voices in your head are saying, you just now hear it in my voice, so it cements it.
Mhm.
Something outside of you.
And that confirmation, sometimes we need that validation that what we're hearing is accurate
Yeah,
accurate.
absolutely. That's anytime I ask my guides a question, say,
Yeah.
if it's yes, show me this. I don't
Mm,
say if it's no, because if it's no, then you're not going to show me nothing, are you?
there you
I
go.
can see my Christmas lights or my this or my birds or my that. Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, you always have to have it outside of yourself. It's too confusing inside here.
Mhm. Well, and that also helps to quiet ego too, right?
Yes, it does. Yeah, yeah. And actually, it's funny too. When you say ego, they say arrogance in my head because I put ego as insecurities and
Yep.
arrogance as bravado.
Right.
When my ego gets in the way of my readings, it's actually me
Mhm.
second guessing the information I'm getting
Yeah.
because the person in front of me doesn't look like that would make sense to them. So I don't
Mhm.
say it. That's who the heck am I to say what
Yep.
I should say? Exactly.
Yeah. Ego tries to filter. Ego really tries to filter. And I find it's interesting that I'm putting like my hand in front of my face and how I'm talking, because that's
Mhm.
literally what it does. It's like, "Mm, mm."
Yeah.
That's right.
Jerry, I hope we answered your question. Not that
Yeah.
it even was a question.
Yeah. It was, what's there?
Yeah, it was, "How psychic am I, and can you tell me?" That's pretty much what it was, sorry. Okay.
Awesome. So we'll do a quick hello to Shelley and Leanne and Elizabeth. Thank you all so much for
Hi,
joining
Shelly
us.
and Elizabeth.
So I have Annika up next.
Mhm.
I was wondering if my mom's around with a message for me.
Okie dokie, always and forever is actually the first thing I
Mhm.
hear if when your mother's around, and actually, I don't know if you ever watched Bewitched, Annika, I can't remember. I think I'm a little bit older than you. I remember
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
I used to read Annika in person,
Okay.
actually, back in Duncan. Um, uh, you know in Bewitched when Samantha used to call her mom, "Mother, mother," and Dora would boop, show up because you said her name 3 times.
Right.
That's what I'm hearing with you and your mother. Every time you think
Mhm.
of her, every time you're around her, and she keeps showing you. She's showing you either with dimes or quarters. She's showing you something with coins in some sort of way. They all
Mhm.
use dimes, but she's showing it kind of in relation to my dad. So she might actually be using a different currency. My dad uses pennies. He started using loonies. Thank you, Dad. But
Is it a loony for the loony?
ah!
I
Oh my
couldn't help
god!
myself.
I'll bet you anything my dad just said that in your head.
I can guarantee you 100% that wasn't me.
My dad would totally loony with a loony. Yeah.
Ah, and
Yeah, that's
Annika,
that's what he
oh,
does, and that's especially and Annika, I think your mom might be doing the heart thing. where they
Mm.
reach up past your bra, grab a hold of your heart, and you go, "Oh my God, I miss my mom so much." And that's actually not what she wants. She's going, "I love you. I got your heart." That's what she's saying. But you're like, "Oh, I got my heart." So that's her in the room with you. So yes, your mother has a message for you. Pay attention to me.
Well, and I was going to say, I'm seeing your mom coming up in painting that you're doing, and it's almost like a specific type of line that she's kind of coming up through. It feels like I would call it almost like a mountain scape. Like sometimes it's thick and then it goes thin and then it goes thick and then it goes thin, and it feels like it just kind of flows. Yeah. What do you have?
Actually, that is grieving.
Oh,
And it
interesting.
gets thicker, and then she gets okay, and then she gets a little bit more difficult, and then it gets and that would make so much sense because if
Mhm.
that was my baby and she was, "Oh, okay, oh, mommy's here. That's your sick time. You're grieving. Okay, you feel better. Mommy can step back a tiny bit." That's what I see when you did that. I saw grief. So
Beautiful.
yes,
Yeah.
sorry, I interrupted.
No, no, that's great. And I would tack on to that and I would add that, part of the healing grieving process can be in like painting and creating. That's feeling significant. She keeps
Mhm.
showing me coming up either next to you or around you or watching over you as you're doing that. And there's a lot of encouragement coming through to
Very
continue.
sacral chakra,
Yeah.
using the creativity to deal with some family issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Mhm.
When I look at you, does it look like I'm looking at you, or does it just look like I'm off in space?
No, I can see you. To me, when you're looking, it looks right. And it's yeah, I know with mine it looks like I'm looking down, but
Oh, I think you're looking at me.
oh
Okay,
good.
there's other
Good.
people in the room.
Awesome.
Okey-dokey.
So, Annika, it's always a pleasure connecting with you. I'm so glad that you joined us today.
Yes, thank you, Annika. I hope that helped.
Yes, big hugs and lots of love to you. Awesome. Now, that actually brings up a question for me to ask you about healing from grief. Like, I've heard you say that our deceased loved ones on the other side, they don't want us to grieve.
No.
What message do you give when you have somebody who has been grieving a long time and they're stuck in it and they're not moving forward? What message can you give to them to help them move forward?
Honestly, it might not sound nice, but the
Mhm.
first thing that comes to my head is you are grieving for you.
Mhm.
You are, oh my gosh, I actually just heard in my head you're wallowing in self-pity, which is
Mhm.
something I would never say to someone who is grieving so hard, especially
Mhm.
considering because there's different levels of grief.
Mhm.
There's different things like losing a child.
Yeah.
That's a different level of grief because you're not just grieving the human, you're grieving their potential
Mhm.
and what they meant to you. They were a part of you.
Mhm.
So that's a little bit different. And that part of you thing has nothing to do with biological. It has everything to do with how you feel about each other because biological seems to be somewhat secondary,
Mhm.
but for who comes and gets us when we die. That
Right.
seems and where we land. So that seems to be pretty important. But you can change those biologicals as well. So yeah, for
Yeah.
someone who's grieving too hard, and it's funny because I was thinking about this morning because
Mhm.
there's a person in my family that I love ever so much, so
Mhm.
much, and there's a possibility. And I started to get very sad. And then a little part of me
Mhm.
went, "Where the hell are you? What are you doing getting sad? How rude. How selfish." And I had to actually, yes, I would be very sad for myself for my loss.
Mhm. Mhm.
I have to be happy that she's gone to a party where
Mhm.
everything makes sense to her, where she
Mhm.
can eat all the food she wants and everything tastes good. And like, I don't even, they don't really see themselves eating, but where she gets to go home.
Mhm.
I have to stay here and
Yeah.
keep working and doing that until I get to go see her. But
Mm.
because she's home, she can always call me. I have to
Right.
just keep that in mind. But I totally, even though I know what I know, it is so hard to lose somebody. It really,
Mhm.
really, really is. Even like for me and
Yeah.
even me. Sorry, that sounded arrogant.
No, no, having not lost somebody close to me since I've started doing this work, I don't think that I can really weigh in too much. However,
Mhm.
what I do know is that my connection with people who have crossed over and with the people that I have worked with when they have loved ones who have crossed over, I've seen how the relationships can actually deepen because the person's on the other side.
With my dad.
Because because a lot of the ego has fallen off, and now suddenly you're able to connect and communicate it in a different way. So, I think that it's often common for people who do what we do and are in touch and in tune. I suspect that the grieving process can be different.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because my dad, I lost my dad when I was 16.
Yeah.
It took about 3 or 4 months, and then boom, there he was at the end of my bed, headless, but still at the end of my bed.
Yeah.
And my sisters did not have the same experience. And they were quite pissed at me about it. They said, oh, you get to have tea with dad. Yeah, because nothing in me. And actually, when my dad died, I put pictures of him everywhere. My sisters couldn't even come to my house because it was too hard to look at him. So because I was okay with his death, because he stood at the end of my bed, because I've never lost that connection. I actually feel so close to him and the relationship is energetic. It's just like your sexual relationship. It's energetic.
Yeah.
And sends the physical.
Yes.
Way into Gary.
We keep sliding back there, don't we? Our next show will be psychics and sex.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea. We should do that.
The importance of the female orgasm. Or all orgasms. We know the importance of the male orgasm. You can actually link it. Okay. Anyway, sorry. No, don't get
we will do that another time.
Let's talk about sex, baby. And we have to do that. It's not in the video. Let's talk about you
and me. Let's talk about all the good. Okay, you guys didn't come here to listen to me sing, so we will move on.
Okay.
I have Carrie up next.
Yes.
Carrie's wondering about meeting a significant other. And as soon as I tap into that, I get a great big huge yes. Like it's almost hitting me like a marquee. It's like yes, yes, yes. So I've got really good confirmation for that.
Yeah.
How is that feeling for you?
I actually hear he's behind you.
But not in a sinister way, right?
No. Oh my God. Yeah.
I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
No.
And actually, the first thing that they said in my head was significant other what?
Oh.
That's what they said, because that is a very significant other is a very broad term, actually. And Carrie, I'm pretty sure you know this. I manifested my husband. I did. And I thought about him for 3 months straight. I did not know him at all, but I thought about him and I thought about what the relationship would be like. I thought about how it would feel. I thought about all those, and it grew because I'm a big daydreamer. If I'm by myself, I'm not here. I actually, well, depending on the people I'm with, but not always am I here. I'm Walter Mitty. And I don't even think it's a psychic thing. I think it's a crazy brain thing because I have crazy brain, which you're aware of. This is why we get along so well, because I'm crazy and you have a calm crazy. I have super crazy. So Carrie, see, there goes my super crazy. Be more specific. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Think about what it is that you want from him. And actually, what he's given to you. That's what I'm hearing in my head, too. I can see him behind her. Do you think that means he's in her past as well?
Well, I kind of wondered when you said that, but I'm seeing that she's needing to turn around and that she's needing to look at something in a different way. I've also got a bit of a creative vibe that's going, because I'm seeing different threads that she's pulling out of the air. It's almost like she is making choices. Like she's got lots of choices out in front of her, and I'm focusing more on like qualities and specifics, and I'm seeing her pulling different threads out and then weaving them into a beautiful tapestry.
Oh, that makes sense. So she's already manifesting.
Yeah.
The manifesting thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And to put a mirror in it too. I don't know what kind of tapestry this is that it has a mirror in it, but that's what I'm seeing, is that you're needing something that is reflecting you. And that's probably part of the challenges that you're going to deal with in the relationship.
Here.
Pardon?
Have you ever seen fried green tomatoes?
I have not. No.
There's a part where they try to look at their cervix. They put the mirror on the floor and they squat down.
Yeah.
Themselves. When you said there had to be a mirror, That's exactly what I saw Carrie doing. Squatting down, looking inside her vagina.
Yeah.
And it could be that she needs to know what she wants in all ways.
In all ways. I really like that. You know what? I think that's a really important part to weave into that tapestry is sexual compatibility. Yeah.
Oh, big
That's
time.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you get the right energy, you're gonna have the sexual compatibility.
Yeah, because I just heard that it's more of an energy thing. That if the energy is right on other levels, then the energy on that sexual level, it just is going to balance out. It's all about the different levels and the balances.
We're not even anywhere geographically close to each other.
I know. I know. I
That's
know.
pretty wild. Yeah. Okay. I hope that helps, Carrie.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Carrie. It's always a pleasure connecting with you.
Yes.
All right, so we've got Julie here next. I'm going to throw Julie's question over to you to start. She's wondering, is there anything that my deceased father wants me to know and any advice he has for me?
Yeah, it's weird because the first time I read that, I saw the same thing I just saw now. Because sometimes I see an initial thing. I see something like paper and like going through paper.
Oh, interesting.
It's weird. And there's a manila envelope I see. I don't know if he has some legal advice or some property, but they're showing paper and he finds a manila envelope. There's something like that having to do with her advice. And then I see the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And I actually even hear, Jesus Christ, Julie. Sorry. My thinking, as soon as I see paper and I hear about a deceased parent, and there's will stuff. There's stuff having to do with the will and probably siblings and all this, and then I see the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. So that kind of got me into that little area there. Yep. But also, Julie, your dad has been in your bedroom and they'll go and they'll stand either at the end of the bed or right beside you. If they stand right beside you, they're trying to tell me that he's trying to dream with you or be in your dreams. I've never said that, trying to dream with you. I've never said that before.
That's really interesting. Yeah. One of the things that I see when we connect with your dad rather, is the revolving door. You know, like if you're in downtown Toronto or possibly Vancouver as well, they have the revolving doors. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm wanting to stick with something. It's like you're focusing on which one do I choose? And what I'm hearing is you need to stick with one thing, sort that out, figure that out, and then start on the next. Because otherwise you just keep spinning in circles.
Okie dokie. See, and when I think of a revolving door, I actually get a little scared.
Right.
Yeah. As a little kid going through the revolving doors. Oh my God, my parent went in. Oh my God.
They're overwhelming.
Yeah. When you're little.
Forget about when you're little. Sometimes when you're big too. Am I just going to get stuck in here?
Well, then it could, and it even could be that Julie's a little bit stagnated.
Yeah.
She can't quite figure out how to get out and start the thing that she needs to do. Yeah. And actually, then I see the manila envelope. I don't know if you got some legal stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Focus on one thing first. And if there's legal stuff, focus on the legal stuff first.
Yeah. And manila envelope. I don't know. Those yellowy envelopes. That's what I keep seeing. So I have no idea.
Awesome. Julie, thanks so much for joining us. It was a pleasure connecting with you. All right. So I see Anne next, and Anne is also asking about a deceased loved one. She says, my aunt passed recently. Is she settled?
More settled than you are. That's actually what I heard. Because she'd been planning for this all along.
Yeah.
And now she can find her purses. I don't know.
Yeah. As soon as you asked, I saw her being very comfortable, very settled. And it feels like she, exactly what you said, that was what she's been planning. I see that she's been preparing for this for quite a while and she's feeling good about where she is. And it's like, she's no longer in this place of limbo. Like she's crossed over and she's.
Yeah. And the pain. I don't know if she had fibromyalgia, but when I see fibromyalgia, it's fire all over the body. This is not a condition I would want at all on it. But yeah, there's a nerve pain sort of thing. Also the purse is like one of those little change purses you open like this. And it reminds me of Sophia on Golden Girls.
Right. Yep.
But this aunt seems cooler than that. But I see the white gloves and the purses and the pearls and the talcum powdery sort of smells. So I don't know if she actually was like that, or I don't, or yeah, I don't. The only thing that reminds me of is my great aunt Norma, and I don't feel the same energy of this lady. My great aunt Norma, terrifying.
Yeah.
This lady's not terrifying. No, she's actually lovely. Yes.
Yeah, and
Giving
very
you something.
loved.
I don't. Maybe she wants you to have her purses, but she keeps handing something to you. Yes.
Well, could this also be money? Like what is in the purse?
It could be, absolutely. And it could be that she actually left her money, or that she actually used to always give her, here's a quarter.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Candy. Something like that. But that is very stereotypical. So, yeah. This is harder without the people.
I know. It's
oh, the purses means.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I've found for myself since I do my live show like this is when I get into readings with my clients, I talk a lot because I'm accustomed to just like talking. So it's very different from doing a reading with somebody where you're able to see their energy. I think, most of the people we've connected with, you or I have had connection with them in the past. And so like we recognize them and their energy. But for me, names are really important when I connect with someone. And sometimes on social media, people don't use their actual first name. So I find that a bit challenging too.
Oh, okay. That's good. I like to be in as incognito as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Awesome. And thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure connecting with you and your aunt today.
Yes, and your aunt. Yeah.
And your aunt.
We'll have to extra thank all the dead folks that showed up.
Right. Awesome. And Chantel's just popped on. She said, exactly, I think he is there. And she's talking about her little bear or big bear, little bear.
Little bear, big bear, big bear, little bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I've got Elizabeth coming up here next. So Elizabeth said, I've been told I have powers, but I have never channeled one on them. Strange things have happened. My dad coming and telling me everything is okay and how it's supposed to be. Now my life is in chaos and trying to find my way. Any suggestions? Yeah, grounding. Yeah. That was exactly what I was going to say too.
Yeah, I actually see Elizabeth's head like this. Like that hurt. Like yeah, which happens when you're psychic. It can be psychic, and it's like it's not clear because you have to ground.
Absolutely. And that's particularly true for people who are claircognizant. So claircognizant means clear knowing, where thoughts and ideas pop in your head. And it's really easy to get off balance with it. And it's also really easy to brush it off as common sense, like everybody knows it because it's there so easily. So the more
that.
Yeah. Claircognizance can be really challenging. And typically people who are really claircognizant are the people who are really analytical. So it's even easier for them to think themselves out of it.
Like a type A personality person. Yes, okay, that makes perfect sense. Because there is a psychic ability for every profession. And everybody is psychic, and you're supposed to actually know your psychicness and put it into what you do.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elizabeth, ground. Go get some tourmaline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get in your underwear.
Well, and I'm also seeing you getting outside, walking outside. Trees are feeling like they're really important and like moist. Like I'm seeing a lot of moss. I know that's a favorite word for many people. My apologies if you just had like fingernails going down chocolate. So damp. I see it being damp.
Dank.
Let's say that. But it feels like that's a really good energy for you to connect with. And I'm wondering actually if there's something about the moisture itself that it's helping you to conduct. So we're on the same page.
Yes, I know for myself, water is a conductor. That's why I sit in the bath.
Absolutely.
My bath's over there.
Yep.
To hear actually one of the last spirit guides I met in the bath.
Interesting.
Yes. I asked for new ones to meet and blah 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 blah. But yeah.
So that kind of sounds like you probably aren't reading in the tub or watching like a movie or something in the tub. That's really interesting because I know a lot of people talk about doing things in the tub, but you're open.
I always do. Yeah. They actually tell me to. I do it in the sauna as well. And I will sometimes watch a movie, but they'll say, turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
All right. What do you want me to know?
What's going on, friends?
Oh, so that's another thing for you, Elizabeth, is make time and space to connect.
Yes, you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
The maintenance is all part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Erin, but I'm going to speak for you right now.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
wouldn't be what we are if we weren't for all the work we did to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
The meditation, the looking into our, like, it's a long process.
And still do.
And still, yeah, constant.
Yeah.
This is always changing too. You don't stay the same psychic. The more you move it, the bigger it gets. It's like a muscle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So definitely make sure that you're making time to be connecting and just to be open to whatever comes through. I see it almost like creating like a sandbox,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
in front of me. I've got this sandbox. I have no expectation about what's going to happen and what's going to come. I'm just going to play. I'm just going to be open. And bringing lightheartedness and playfulness and fun, as opposed to like sitting and waiting and hoping and praying, because that shuts everything down.
Absolutely, because your insecurities start getting in there. And you know what's kind of funny in a sandbox? You
What?
can't build anything without moisture in a sandbox.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's right, because if you don't have moisture, it all just falls apart.
Yeah, I think Elizabeth's got to get wet.
There you go. How about in the rain?
Yeah. It's not raining right now. It's just so hot.
Awesome. I feel like there's one other thing that's coming up. Oh, the other thing that's coming up is decide how you're going to use what you use, like what you get. When you set your intention that you are going to use the intuitive and psychic information or any power that you have, when you decide how you're going to channel it, it can open up more. So, for example, my intention with all of the work that I do is to provide healing and support and love. And so that's part of like what I get. Those are the types of messages that I have coming through. If you're wanting to use your powers for evil, I mean, you could. I wouldn't suggest it.
Not a good idea.
But I mean, if you wanted to go that route,
if you wanted illness, strife
set
in your
that
life.
intention that that's what you're going to do.
Off you go.
Yeah, like maybe your focus is to make your life easier. Maybe you lose your keys a lot and you want to be able to check in where your keys are, or maybe you have stuff going on with kids or family and loved ones. I want to be able to connect with my family and loved ones to make sure that they're okay and they're healthy.
I think Elizabeth wants to develop her psychic abilities. That would be my guess.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. So decide how you want to use them.
Yes. And your interpretation of the information that you're getting. That's what I hear too. So.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thanks for joining us.
Great name, Elizabeth. I love that name. Beth, Betty, Eliza, Liz.
Yeah. Lizzie.
Yeah, Lizzie. It can just be so many things. I just love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. So I'm just skipping over Jerry because we connected with Jerry already.
And
so
I agree, Jerry. Hopeful.
Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. So we've got Kimberly here. Hi, Kimberly. Thanks for joining us.
Kimberly.
Oh, she's so sweet. She's saying, looking good, ladies. Well, thank you.
Kimberly.
We are positive that you're looking good too.
Stop saying the stuff I want to say. Almost said the.
You know what's funny is I never say that. It's getting in my head. All right. So Kimberly's looking to see if her guides have anything to share.
Do you have anything right now?
Do I have anything?
Yeah, do you? Because I do.
Oh, you go. I was gonna pass it over to you. Yeah.
They were showing me these. These are your chakras. Oh wait, there's a camera. I see. Do I have this right? They're showing me your chakras. And actually, it's kind of funny how I got your power chakra and I have your third eye chakra. What? God darn it.
I can see them. I can see them.
Can anyone else see it? You can figure it out. Anywho, yeah, chakra actually here. I actually hear moving into them because actually, Kimberly, like me, I actually think they might be telling you stuff through your chakras.
Mm.
They do things in my chakras, like create
Mhm.
physical lumps and stuff like that. So that, yeah, which, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about
yeah,
that for sure.
all of the yeah, you're smart. You don't do that. I do that. I say, "Hey, guys, if you gotta tell me something, why don't you throw me off a cliff? How's about that?" And they're like, "Good
Yeah.
idea."
Actually, now that we're talking about that, I do want to say something really quickly. You're talking about stuff like manifesting in your chakras.
Mhm.
And one of my rules, because one of the primary ways I receive intuitive information is through clairsentience, which means clear feeling. And one of my rules is as soon as I get a message, the symptom of it has to go. So there is nothing that I hold on to in my body, physically, mentally, or emotionally, that is messages that are needing to be delivered. If I don't get the message for some reason, then you have to come at me in a different way. Or if I have a message for somebody and I've given it to them, I don't want to hold on to the symptoms of messages in my body.
I
That's one of my
understand.
rules.
Yeah, mine is that when they give me the physical messages, it's actually for me.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually them saying, "Hey," or reading me a little bit. I agree with you though too. I was actually
Yeah.
just telling the lady today. I used to allow the dead to show me how they died
That
because
would
it was
be
so
overwhelming.
so overwhelming. You do not want some of these deaths, and actually, I
Mhm.
don't want to list them because
Mhm.
some people out there might have loved ones who died in that way.
Yeah,
I don't want
absolutely.
to add to their unhappiness.
Mm-mm,
Oh,
mm-mm.
but yeah, there are certain deaths I do not want. I've already experienced them a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I don't let them do that. But
Mhm.
my spirit guides and all of them seem to feel the need to physically
Get
I
your
try to pay
attention.
enough attention because I don't know if you noticed, it's
Mhm.
hard for me to pay attention to one thing at a time. I do my best,
I never
but
noticed, Bobby.
yeah, I know. I know. I moved into it. I'm happily 80 crazy.
It's just one of that is just part of who you are, and it's one of the things that we love about you. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's good. That's good. Kimberly, I'm gonna come back to you and your
Yeah, yeah,
question.
Kimberly. My apologies.
But part of well, actually, our tangent also feels like it applies to Kimberly, and it feels like it has to do with holding on to stuff
It
and not
totally
holding on to
applies to
stuff.
Kimberly.
So it was still a valid tangent.
Yeah, I think Kimberly and I are similar.
Yeah. I'm wanting to move. I have a lot that's coming up in through like hip, lower back, and
Mm.
possibly lower abdominal. But I'm definitely wanting to move to get out for walks. And actually, I'm experiencing a lot of tension in through my body, all up in here.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
so
understand.
massage and stretching and yoga feel like they could be really helpful
And this
too. Yeah, because things feel like
Kundalini
there's
energy
movement.
movement. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know for myself, it is the Kundalini energy that gets all caught up. And
Mhm.
lately now in my I don't know if you notice, I can't stop. I move.
Mhm.
But when I do the Kundalini, when I meditate now, I've been doing this
Right.
involuntarily.
Interesting. Mhm.
So, and then sometimes it'll do this, but it moves the energy up.
Mhm.
Another thing that moves energy up,
Mhm.
orgasms.
I knew you were gonna say sex, but I mean, sex and orgasms are a bit different, but yeah, absolutely, that definitely
That is
shifts
a sad
energy.
statement.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is I'm recognizing.
I understand. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I am, yes, okay. No, so many things that I did not say just now. So
But this is making me realize that we
yes,
definitely
Henry.
do need to do a psychics and sex talk,
Psychics and sex
all
talk.
on its own.
Yeah,
So at
we're
some
gonna
point, we will
do
do that
that.
because it's apparently important.
I actually have a great client that would be really good on that call. Okie
Perfect.
dokie.
Yeah. But, Kimberly, it feels to me like there are so many ways in which you're on the right track. And all of the things that we've
Mhm.
talked about are just kind of shifting you a little bit to help to keep you on the track that you're wanting to go on. So
Yeah. I actually
you're,
wonder if Kimberly is a yoga teacher.
Mhm.
I wonder this. I don't know Kimberly. Her name is not familiar to me whatsoever.
I,
So
yeah, I don't believe that she is, but I think
here
that
could be. So
y- yes, I love that. That's a wonderful way to channel it. Awesome. Kimberly, it's always a pleasure connecting with you. Thank you for
thanks,
joining us
Kimberly.
today. Okay, so we've got Shelly here. And Shelly's asking more of a medical question. Do you do medical questions, Bobby?
I do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you?
Sometimes, yeah, medical is one that I don't like to go into as much, but
You
I'm
get a lot
happy
of
to be
nervous.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
want to overload a doctor.
yeah. So Shelly's asking, am I going to have laparoscopic surgery or abdominal surgery, and will it be successful?
I actually hear yes to both.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm almost seeing this being in two steps, and I wonder if they start off laparoscopically and they kind of get in, and they're saying no, we have to go in deeper. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I am seeing success that's coming up with it, and it feels like part of it is that they're going in at that level, at that bigger level. But I'm also seeing a portion being left. Does that make sense?
I think a little bit, yeah, because I think there's supposed to be a scramble, scramble.
Ah. Mhm.
That's what I hear.
Okay. Mhm.
So yeah, if anything is left behind, actually, because I'm going back and forth between hysterectomy
Mhm.
and something else being taken out.
Right.
And it could be that that hysterectomy thing is they just leave the uterus-y thing instead of taking all of it out. And
Mhm.
I'm saying that because I want to be as positive as possible,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't getting specifically what we were working with, but just that there was, yeah, that we were going in one way, but we realized partway through that we needed to go in the other way, and that, yeah, something was
Yeah, and
being
I
left.
hear need not worry.
Yeah.
Actually,
Mhm.
foolish to worry. And Shelley knows that. It would be foolish to worry, and you are going to be okay.
Mhm.
And actually, too, this might lead to a lifestyle change
Oh,
of some
beautiful.
sort. It might be actually pushing you towards a bit of a lifestyle change.
Mhm.
So, and it's a good one, and it may be one you know about. Or
Beautiful.
yes, that's yes. Okay, that's what I yeah, and I yeah, I think Shelley knows
Mhm.
everything that yeah, I can actually yeah, no. I hope that makes sense. Golly's sake. I want to respect Shelley's privacy as much as I possibly can.
Yep.
So Shelley knows what they mean by that. So they actually could be unprocessing you. They unprocessed me about 5 years ago. That's what I
Mhm.
call it when they actually
Mhm.
purified my stomach and what I could eat. That's the way I look at it.
Mhm.
Of a higher purpose. The more
Beautiful.
clear I am here, the more clear I am here. And
Yes.
that fog of trying to digest stuff that doesn't work for you and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Diet has a huge impact on what you receive and how clear you are, and yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And with Shelley also too, this might have a little bit to do with your sacral chakra and family energy. There might be some control things going on.
Mhm.
So yeah, up and down, higher and lower. Because that we're in that generation. We've got lower people and we've got higher people. I shouldn't say higher, older and younger. Or yeah, the sandwich people. So okay.
Interesting. And as you describe it in that way, I'm kind of wanting to make a space for yourself outside of that higher and lower. So what I want to say is make sure that you're taking care of you as well as everything that you're doing and giving to those older and younger. That
Yeah.
it's really important that you have that spot for yourself as well. So rather than being like in the line, you're kind of making it into a triangle.
Yes, excellently said. Yes. And
Love
yeah,
it.
you have to give yourself the pampering. Please don't expect anyone else to do it on your level,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the way it is. It's like get your own birthday present. Nobody else knows what to get you. Even
Mhm.
people who love and adore you do not know
Mhm.
what you want as much as you do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
get no
that's
present.
true.
Okay.
Awesome.
And here,
Shelly, thanks for joining us.
thanks, Shelly.
Awesome. So I have Elizabeth here next. So let me see. So Elizabeth says, I'm wondering if there are any messages for me as I'm helping clear my family's house of past family members' belongings.
Oh my gosh, I want to
Yeah.
say exactly what I hear in my head, but
Yeah.
Elizabeth might actually come to my house and slap me. You're getting them all the time, dummy. That's actually what I heard. She knows it too. She's like, "Oh my gosh, that's at the bottom." And I think you're finding dimes in almost every box.
Mhm.
Like there's just stuff everywhere. That's what I'm seeing. I do. How do you feel about this?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely see that. I keep seeing something in a closet. I'm wanting to take a look in a closet, and it's almost like you know how you have closet doors, and like just on the inside of that's I keep getting drawn to this particular area in a closet. And it's interesting how I've described the doors, because initially I was seeing doors like these ones, but
With
this
that.
actually feels thank you. But this actually feels like it's one that opens like a single like a room door.
Okay.
So it doesn't feel like it's your typical sliding door. It feels like it's a room door. And the reason I'm calling it a closet is because I'm seeing things that are hanging in it. But I don't know that that's its only purpose, or possibly not its initial purpose. So if you're
Mhm.
in an older home, I would kind of take a look to things that might be under a staircase, or possibly where there used to be stairs, but there are no longer stairs. And that area was converted into some sort of storage area. And so perhaps actually storage area is a better way to describe it, because it's
Okay.
feeling like something that's significant there.
Yeah, and I'm actually seeing this.
Oh,
Yeah, as
almost
soon as you say it, I see her go,
up and bringing something
yeah,
down.
and then I hear it's in the box.
Cool.
I actually kind of think there might be somebody's ashes in the house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
maybe people forgot they were in there. I had that once. I
Did
had a
you?
deceased lady kept telling me, "I'm with the dog. I'm with the dog. I'm with the dog."
Oh no.
And the person found her
Her
ashes in
ashes
the
in with
dog's
the
ashes shoved in a thing. Yeah. So, yeah, she didn't
dog.
even know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, there's something, but I agree with you. Yeah, and that's
Oh.
like the extra
Mm-hmm.
catalyst on it, and I see so many dimes in the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Mm-hmm.
bet you there's smells too.
Yeah, smells and memories. I've got lots of stuff that's coming up. And I'm feeling a certain amount of sadness, and a certain amount of I just have to get this done. But what I'm wanting to encourage is to slow down as you're doing it and enjoy the nostalgia that comes up, because
Yeah.
it feels like that's important. So even if it takes a little bit longer, it feels like it really helps with for you and anybody else who might be going through the process with you. If you've got siblings or other family members who are helping to clean and clear things, it feels like it's important, an important part of the healing process. Particularly if somebody is having a hard time grieving or talking about it, they need to dive right into it. And I see a lot of the stories being shared being ones that are funny, like they remind me of the funny family stories,
Yeah.
um, as opposed to the frustrating family stories.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not sure, Elizabeth, that it is your mommy, but I kind of think your mommy's there a little bit. And she shows you buying shadow boxes and scrapbooks.
Oh, beautiful.
So it might be that she was a scrapbooker and she wants you to get into scrapbooking because mommies always want their daughters to do what they do because it
Mhm.
validates what they do. But it could actually also be that she is giving you suggestions on what the heck to do with all the sentimental stuff. That's what
Mhm.
she's showing you. And she shows me the shadow box. It looks like you have actually a shirt in it or a jersey.
Cool.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I have a jacket of my dad's. I've always wanted to put into a shadow box and
Yeah.
display on my wall, and because I can't wear it anymore because it's so old. I feel like it's
A
going to
phrase.
disintegrate. I
Yep.
wore it all through high school, so yeah, I wore it before he crossed over.
Yeah.
It was his football jacket from high school. So yeah, that's what I want to say. That is what your mommy's showing me, but I don't. I feel uncomfortable asserting the mommy energy because I don't have Elizabeth here to say that her mommy's on the other side because it could be your mom, but
Yep.
it could be your mom's mom.
Yep.
It could be someone she associates with her mom.
Yeah.
That's
As
how
a mother energy or mother figure.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the other thing that pops up for me with clothing, and again, I go back to somebody who feels like they're maybe having a bit of a hard time with this, is I'm
Mhm.
wanting to create a blanket out of the
Oh,
day to
yeah.
day clothes, where you can just kind of wrap yourself in a hug. And yeah, I've got a lot that's coming up in my chest too. So possibly a quilt or something kind of similar with
Love
fabrics.
stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank
Elizabeth,
you, Elizabeth.
thank you. It's a pleasure connecting with you today.
You know what I find I keep doing? I look at you and then I look at the person's question.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the person. I keep looking at their question like they're in it.
Well, that's one way to bring the energy in, that's for sure.
Or it looks like I'm weird. Hello, Madison. That's such a cool
Awesome.
name.
It is. I
Madison.
love that name too. Hi, thanks for joining us. Okay, so we've got Nikki
Nikki, I
here.
certainly hope not for your sake.
Yeah, and Nikki's asking, will I
Nikki.
end up getting a divorce?
You know what I actually hear in my head?
Mm-hmm.
Changes, changes,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't hear that as a negative.
Yeah.
So it could even be that you won't end up getting a divorce, but things need to change.
Yeah. That was exactly what I was getting to, was that it feels like you're not at a point where divorce is the only option, but it feels like the fact that this is a thought or a consideration is indicating that something needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
And I am seeing the other person being equally invested in your relationship and equally interested in finding a way to make things work.
Yeah, I actually see you, Nikki, pulling all of his clothes off like this, and you actually open up his body and see the inside of him and go, "Holy shit, you do love me."
Right.
That's actually what I see you doing. And him going, "Yes!" Like you guys been flailed.
And as you say, taking off all of his clothes, I'm like, okay, so maybe we need to spice things up a little bit too.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
actually think a little bit
Mm.
that your husband, Nikki, might be going through some stuff
Mhm.
and not addressing it or not bringing it out to you and being kind of a guy about it. And maybe, oh, I'm looking right at your name. What a dum dum. And maybe you want to actually think like a guy for a minute.
Mm.
That's like the easiest way to deal with men. It's like when you deal with a child. Oh, that wasn't not nice. I didn't mean it like
No,
that.
that's not. I know. I know. I
But when
hear
you
that
deal with a
too.
child, you should actually get
Mhm.
down and look them in the eye so they
Mhm.
don't feel like you're oh, that you're not going to get anything out of a kid that way. So you have to get
Mhm.
down, crouch a little bit, be with them, and show
Yeah.
them. Okay, I'm short too.
Yeah. Get on a
So, and
level.
that's yeah, I think the same thing because well, I feel so sorry for men.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been yeah. We don't let them do that. But anyway,
Yeah.
everyone knows why I feel sorry for men. So yeah,
So yeah, Nikki, dig a little bit deeper. And also one of the things that I'm hearing too is make sure that you guys are doing things that you enjoy together. That time together is feeling like it's important,
yeah,
and it can be helpful to start dating each other again.
you're right with
Um,
the sex thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing Nikki get on her knees because men equate sex with love. When you say no, thank you
Mhm.
to him, you're saying, I don't want to give you anything. And he's like, "You don't love me." He doesn't say that. He'll, but I have noticed that that's men in the physical are very,
Mhm.
very equated with love because
Interesting.
we're the power of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, go
Awesome.
on your knees.
So thank you, Nikki. It was a pleasure connecting with you today.
Thank you, Nikki.
So we've got hellos from Stephen and Barb. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, I didn't make you feel weird. Sorry, Steven.
So we've got Cassandra here. Hi, Cassandra. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Cassandra.
Yeah, Cassandra's asking if she has any messages from any of my family that have passed on.
Do you want to go first?
This is your realm.
I don't want to
This
act like a dink, and I honestly, I know Cassandra, so I should know certain things. But anyone who's seen me knows I forget absolutely everything.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
walk
That's
away
actually one of my other rules too. When I do readings for
mind
people,
you.
I don't remember any of it. I don't hold on to any of
None of
it.
my business.
Yeah.
I don't know anything, and I actually find this very helpful for the next reading
Mhm.
because then because I
But then it's fresh.
it's
Yep.
all very fresh, and I don't have all these preconceived stupid things in
Yeah.
my head. So I actually see the word brother with
I was
Cassandra.
gonna say I have somebody younger who's coming through, male as well. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a
Okay.
little piece of confirmation with that.
Yes, and actually, I my assumption, yeah, that's what I see. That's actually your message, and it's more of God, like you're still here.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
something. That's actually what I'm hearing. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think you
Go for it.
know that a little bit. I keep looking at Cassandra's fake name. Sorry. I think she knows that to a certain extent. I think you know that, Cassandra, but also too, um, you must have something that's going on continuously in your house because he says it's me, 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 it's me.
Yeah.
And he's showing me my bedroom. So it might be when you're sleeping. It
Mhm.
might be when you are on your own because that's one of the only rooms in the house. Well, no, I'm not alone in my yoga studio. What am I talking about? Oh,
Your
again,
yoga studio is really active.
how you guys all doing? Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I
Well,
think that's what he wants you to do.
the poking, I definitely got the poking feeling, like, being poked like this, like like a sibling, but I'm also
Mhm.
seeing this as like pointing me in a direction too.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
it's like,
whoop,
no, you
whoop.
need to be looking over here, you need to be focusing over here, and I'm almost wanting to get a map out actually.
Another
And
geographical location.
I'm kind of wondering if this is going way back, but this reminds me of like what they used to do in Charmed, where they'd have a map and a pendulum and they'd ask and then it would just go to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've done pendulum work and it has never happened that way for me, but
I don't think I've
I'm
ever tried to put a pendulum over a map.
I've never tried it with a map before. Oh, well, actually, no, that's not true. I've tried it with like a recreation of a room and I've gone over it and it hasn't worked. I've found better results with dowsing rods if I'm in a room.
Ah, okay.
Oh, interesting. Actually, and maybe take a look at using some dowsing rods. Dowsing rods are a lot of fun. And one of their uses is to find water. Like
Mhm.
that's how they have found water in the past. It's also, you can get a witching stick as well. But this feels like this is helping in terms of finding a general direction because I'm seeing like a bigger space that you are focusing on. So, yeah, that's, I think, where this pointing is coming in. Like there's a direction.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
it's certain, yeah, 'cause when you said that, I actually, because he was poking me in a certain part of my back,
all right.
and I thought, "That's kinda where my
Oh.
kidney is," so I'm kinda hoping that's not what he's pointing at, but then you said
Mhm.
geographical location, so I felt a little bit better about that, and I actually think you're a little bit on the money with the dowsing rod idea. I
Mhm.
actually think what he's trying to say to her too is, you know that you can move forward with what you're able to do,
Yeah.
and the geographical location actually might have a little bit to do with their genetic makeup.
Cool.
And the
Interesting.
backstory of things
Mhm. Mhm.
is I'm actually seeing, the Pied Piper and
Oh,
Ireland and the snakes.
yeah.
So, which
Interesting.
weren't snakes, they were Protestants, but whatever. We can clean it up, make it a nursery rhyme, even though it's
Right.
not
Right.
whatever. But that's the way that I'm that okay. You know there's something you gotta get to. For
Mhm.
fuck's sakes. Sorry about the swear. I apologize. Just
When I upload it to YouTube, I'll make sure that I say it's not appropriate for kids.
not appropriate for Bobby. Or no, because of Bobby. Well, just yeah, me here. That was the first time I swore, by the way. I was just
Yeah,
like,
you've done really well. We're like an hour in and you've
we're
done
an
really
hour and
well.
2 minutes in, and I actually and I that was the first F. And it wasn't me.
Yeah.
So yeah. That
Yeah.
well, it was me. It was me you heard. It was my voice. I don't have to say the things the way they say them, but sometimes they pop out that way. So
Yeah. That's the way
yes.
it happens. It's all
All
about
right.
not filtering.
I helped Cassandra. Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
it made sense, if anything. Yeah, because you're not here, gummit. Okay.
Awesome, Cassandra. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Cassandra.
All right. How are you doing, Bobby? Are you up for another one?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
next
I'm
we've
getting
got
really
Phyllis.
sorry.
Sorry, what?
I'm getting the frazzled. You can see the frazzle.
I know. I'm feeling it too. It's a long time to do readings in this way, but
Yeah.
also I'm finding it an interesting energy and dynamic to go back and forth between us too. Like that's almost
Pop, 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 pop.
yeah,
Yeah, it's almost exhausting right there. I
exactly.
haven't been reading all
Exactly.
darn day too. There's like,
Yeah. Okay, I don't have that excuse. This is my day off, but
oh
but
yes.
it's yeah, it's a thing. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
thing.
the thing. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got Phyllis here.
Hi, Phyllis.
Hi. So Phyllis is wondering if we have any messages from her mom or sister.
We're together. and you're
Mm-hmm.
not. It's actually the first thing I hear. And they link themselves. And I think your grandmother might be part of that as well, Phyllis. And then I hear they're watching over you, and you're not working alone, and they are around you. And I don't know if you have a chair with a doily on the back of it. Do people still do that?
I think so. Sorry, I thought you meant that the doily was at the back of the head, but no, you mean that it's on the back of the
It's
chair.
on the back of the
Yeah,
chair.
because the way that you're doing it, I'm like, is it a doily on the back of her head?
Yeah, it does make it sound like I had a doily on my head. Yeah, I just saw like a beige chair with a white doily over top of it, which may actually be something that Phyllis has, or actually may have been her mother's.
Right.
Yeah. And honestly, Phyllis, I don't know if you are into witchy things, but I actually see you in front of a cauldron. A big one, and I see these ladies in their spirit form standing around you, and you're all together. So whatever it is that you are moving forward with, I actually think they want to be a part of it with you very, very much. Like you guys are a coven, even though they're in spirit and you're here. You are actually, you're the weak link. Because you're alive. So there's that. Because the living, and the grandmother actually might be your father's mother. That's strange. Or there's something about your father's mother.
Cool.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
Very cool. I had your sister popping up really strongly of the two. I definitely, agree with what Bobbi said. I'm seeing them together, but your sister's coming through and she's showing me something that looks like it's like a necklace. It reminds me of a necklace that I gave to my sister when we were little, and it was one of those gold lockets that you ordered through like the school fundraising things. So it's something, it's probably fairly inexpensive. It may or may not be a locket, but it has some sort of heart with it. And she's showing me the two of you being quite young. So something that was shared, possibly something that was prized at the time.
Calls it silly.
Silly?
I keep hearing silly in my head. There's
Cool.
something silly about it. It's a word I don't use very often. Silly.
Interesting. Well, I can also see it being like possibly even a silly disagreement too. Like she was showing me the locket and then she's taking me back to when they were younger, and I'm seeing possibly going back and forth between the two of them.
Okie dokie. And I would actually venture to say that there was a breast cancer thing.
Oh, interesting.
She's doing this, like she's wearing a pink band around her boobies.
Right.
So it's either that or they're like, hey, Phyllis,
check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, it could be, and that's why they're linking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So the witch's brew actually could be Phyllis helping herself.
Yeah. Yeah. And the things that she's doing to support.
Oh, healing. Yeah. You know what? If you have an illness, your best system, go with whatever the doctors are saying, but do stuff for you at home and do all the extra stuff. Do it.
Yeah. And one of the things that I saw with the cauldron was things that were being created together, that it was, so it might not be like anything necessarily on that witchy level, but more just things that they were all working on together with her.
Okay. And then Phyllis is continuing it and everyone is doing the energy.
Yeah.
We are not alone, Phyllis.
Absolutely.
We love you. That's what I'm hearing. And they want me to tell you I'm writing a book and there's a character in the book named Phyllis.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so we have to take a quick tangent. Tell us about Phyllis, the character in your book.
Well, she's dead.
Okay, so Phyllis, this does not apply to you directly.
This does not apply to you, Phyllis, but she is kind of the matriarch of the whole group of people, and she is very knowing, very seen, and very balanced and giving of her love in her chest.
Interesting that came up too. Yeah.
And that I honestly think that they just gave me all those attributes to actually tell me that Phyllis has all those attributes.
That was, I was going to say exactly the same thing.
That's what I thought that was very sweet.
Awesome. Phyllis, thanks for joining us. It was a pleasure connecting with you today.
Oh, tell somebody might want to see you pole dance.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure that I could wrestle up one or two people to watch me, so I'm sure that you can too.
Wrestle up. Well, you do live on the highway. So.
Yeah, right?
Just stay on the big sign. Pole dance.
You know what? There's actually even like a speed sign, like a speed, with the thing.
Oh,
I've
yes,
even got
we
a
just
built-in
went there.
pole.
Oh, what the hell?
What the hell?
I would love to learn pole dancing, then pole dance on like a speed sign. And like, what is happening?
I know. Well, I've got a couple of friends who are pole dancers, and particularly when they first started, I haven't seen it as much lately, but they would, like pole on anything. I remember one picture in particular was of my friend. It was an open door into a business, and she was like on it like a pole. You can,
That's so cool.
I know,
Is it
isn't it?
Glenny?
Pardon?
Is it Glenny? Is that the
It
friend?
absolutely
Yeah,
is
it
Glenny.
She's a beast.
I know, isn't she amazing?
We gotta go learn from Glenny. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah. We should have
absolutely.
her on here and then maybe we can tape ourselves being taught by Glenny.
Oh my God.
Anybody want to see us pole dance?
Yeah, I won't expose you to
Not
that.
naked. I'm not doing anything naked. I've given birth 3 times and I'm 50.
I don't have those excuses, but I'm not doing naked on film either. Okay. So
Okay, and I can vote us again. Dadgummit. I blame you. No, I can't.
probably. Oh my gosh. All right. So Audrey's saying she's got lots of questions. I hope that we get to some of your questions, Audrey. And Pamela. So we've got Pamela. She's saying, hello, ladies. My mom passed in November. Does she
Oh
have
my
any
God, she's
messages for
killing
me?
Yeah, she's breaking my head. And that is me. For Christ's sake. You know how hard that is to do. That's actually what I'm getting in my head. I don't know what she's doing. It's like you got the same bird. That if you live by water, you have a swan that keeps or a goose, or I keep seeing a bird. I don't know what it is. Or maybe you're a goose. I don't know. But she says she keeps doing the same thing. And and also too, she's having to use, I believe, her dad to help give the messages. The longer somebody is over there, the stronger they get. When they haven't been there for very long, they have to actually borrow power from somebody. And she is, I keep looking at the word. Okie dokie. I want you to get that it's me. Because I want, she's showing you going, boo hoo hoo, boo hoo hoo. That's always what they show when people are like, they're having so much trouble. And oh my good golly, if your mother could actually give me your address and my forehead, I would come to your house and hug you and hold you on her behalf, because that is what she wants. She wants me to, oh, you poor, I almost want to say poor baby. And I hope that doesn't sound condescending in any way, but God's sakes. But it's a pay attention again. And no, it's me. Can you hear that?
Yeah, no, I'm getting the message to like calm, to ground,
Yes.
to be open. It's almost like being caught up in something and not being able to really see it because you're caught up in it and just needing to breathe and
or
relax.
you're looking so hard.
Yes.
For the sign, and they're not that big. They're so little, and
it's subtle.
Honest, sorry that I don't know if you can see that up there. This is hard. There it is. See those chimes?
Yes.
Those started to tinkle when your mother was talking to my head.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's I tell you, when you put wind chimes in your house and they tinkle, even the first time I went and I got my husband. I was like, I want you to see this. And then it didn't do it.
So actually, okay, so one of the things that I've heard you say is, ask for a really specific, clear sign. So maybe what we could say to Pamela is get wind chimes that you put in a space in your home where they will hang down, not in the path of any sort of like window or wind that would come in. And anytime they tinkle, that's mom.
I wish I could convey this better to you, Pam. They're not tinkling. They're only tinkling when I'm not on the camera on it. Anyway, they're tinkling. And so, yes, get some wind chimes or something, put it in your house, and let's see what your mom can do.
Yeah, and say, Mom, these are for you.
Yeah, say, Mom, these are for you. Move them. Show me how good you are.
Yeah.
Put the gauntlet down. Like push your mommy.
Yeah. So one of the things that I know that spirit can really easily manipulate is electricity,
Mhm.
because it's all part of energy. So
Yeah.
is that the same with sound vibration too? Can they
Oh, that's a
create
really
sound in
good
that same way?
question. I have not quite a sound vibration. It's not really something that I've noticed, but I have noticed that they will make things make sounds.
Hmm. That's
Does that
fair.
happen at all? Yeah,
Yep,
and things,
absolutely.
yeah, change songs on the radio, things like
Yeah.
that. Play a
Yeah.
song forever in your head. I get that a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. That Pam, your mom. Wow, well done. She passed away in November. Holy Hannah, moving
Yeah.
times. That's pretty impressive.
Hmm.
Absolutely impressive. And the minute we read Pam's question, button, she
Yeah, it
hurt
was right in
me.
your head.
Came in so fast. She hurt yeah, yeah. I actually wonder if her mom was like a working psychic or a kitchen table psychic, is what I called them.
Maybe. Yep.
Of a certain generation who used their wedding rings as pendulums and
Right.
stuff
Yep.
like that. Yeah, yeah. Love those ladies. Okay, okay.
Awesome. Pamela, thanks for joining us.
I'm pulling a Bobby and crashing every minute. I'll tell you about my internet provider, Pat. Pat so, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Pat, we hope that you figured it out. I know that Bobby making a change made a difference for her. So,
Well, and I actually think with Pat, it's a certain someone is messing with her stuff
right.
because he actually might want her to do something. Yeah. She has a very, very strong person with her. I
Hmm.
don't know if I don't want to give away Pat's stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah, she has, and I his name is in my head right now because all I have to do is even think about Pat. There he is. And he's lovely. He's not rude or
Yep.
anything like that. He's a
Yep. He's
lovely
just
young man.
really strong.
Just super strong and super
Yeah.
like, I got this thing. I think he's got the whole death thing rather than he even had the life thing. Some
Yeah.
people are just really good at it.
Beautiful.
Anyway, sorry.
Awesome.
And there, yes, Sylvia. Yes, hi, Sylvia. I
We send lots of love back to you. Thanks for joining
yes,
us.
thank you, Sylvia.
Yeah. And Chantel has said, thank you both. I think I know where he is. This confirms my feeling. He's been held indoors for 5 months.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. I'm well, not awesome, but I'm glad that this has given you some confirmation. May you find your little bear quickly.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got Jessica here. Hi, Jessica. Thanks for
Happy
joining us.
birthday, Jessica.
Absolutely. And she's saying she'd love some messages. Her birthday was yesterday.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna give this one over to you first.
Okay, all right. So so again, this is not my forte because I like to work with specific questions. But if I ask for you what you need to know, I'm really wanting to put myself forward, and I've got a lot that's coming up in like my sacral chakra. So
Me
I
too.
want to say that this is something that feels like it's very creative, something that you're putting a lot of energy into, and I'm also wanting to pay attention to this area of my body too, like from like a stretching point of view, or like I don't know that you would necessarily open your sacral chakra in a stretching way, but that's what I'm seeing. And yeah, I'm really wanting to put myself out there. I'm seeing putting your best foot forward to like really step into something, to really move into something. You're like ready to release. The other aspect that I'm seeing is like I'm wearing like a coat or a jacket, and I'm needing to pull it open, kind of like Superman with Clark Kent, like you know how he pulls his, and then all of a sudden you see his like Superman badge here.
Is really
So yeah, you're
you
you're
know.
needing to like let go of this thing that you have been hiding behind, because who you are is what you have been hiding, and you're being called to really step forward and to step out of the phone booth.
Sorry, I have a visitor.
Do we have a visitor? Oh my gosh.
I have whipping. Okay. Yeah, you know what's so funny? Because when you're talking about step, because I actually immediately I thought she was a salsa dancer
Oh,
or belly
interesting.
dancer. I saw
Yeah.
the sacrum coming at me and like,
Mm.
Felicity. And then she took a step and you said, and you need to take a step. I'm like, that's funny. I don't know if she's actually a salsa dancer or if they're trying to, show her sacral chakra and start moving into
Mhm.
creativity, maybe sexual energy. And I actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of took this as a what's to come this year. What
Mhm.
am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
I actually think Jessica needs to look in the mirror more.
Mm-hmm.
Looking in the mirror more, you can usually actually be getting accustomed to how you look, but
Mm-hmm.
also so that you actually look at yourself
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more.
And dancing naked or half naked in front of the mirror is what I saw. As soon as you said that, I'm like, no, we have to take another step further.
Okie dokie, yeah. I wonder if Jessica's actually a dancer or a dance
Yeah,
instructor, because that's the energy I felt. But it could just be that she's supposed to bring
needing to
this
get into
to
it.
other people, get more into the rhythm of life, maybe.
Yeah,
Oh gosh,
that's
that
right.
was so cheesy. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Jessica. Happy belated birthday.
Yes, happy belated birthday. Thanks for joining us. All right. So we have Barb. Barb says that she has a question, but I don't see the question. So hopefully you've asked it later and we'll connect with Verna next. So Verna's saying would love a message.
Keep going with what you do. Sorry, you go ahead.
So I've got a lot that's coming up around my throat. Like I'm feeling a lot of almost like pressure, but it doesn't feel like it should be pressure. I'm feeling some weight around my throat and around my chest.
Mhm.
And I'm feeling the need to just like open things right up to put myself out there to speak, to share. There's something really significant that's coming up around my throat and my chest though. Like it's like it needs to be
Are you
addressed. But it's physical.
Oh,
Does
like
that make
thyroid?
sense? Pardon?
Like thyroid?
No, it's not physical in her body. It's like physically on her. Like it reminds me of like it feels like my necklace. If my necklace was higher, it would feel like my necklace that's sitting there. So I don't know. I know that
Interesting.
sometimes I get into wearing the same jewelry for long periods of time. I want to say change out your jewelry a little bit, or to wear something that you wouldn't normally wear. Possibly even saving like, sometimes we have the good dishes that we have that we that we only use for special occasions.
I
Like
do.
sometimes the same is true with jewelry and with clothes. I'm wanting to do something special.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
agree. And actually, one of the first things I see is actually your videos of you doing tarot with just your hands. As I
Oh,
see Verna doing something on the table with her hands, and they're
yeah.
saying, "War, step it up, another level, a little bit
Or
more." So,
or bring the camera up. Like not the
oh,
video
I
of the
like
hands, bring the
that.
camera up.
This is what we need. We need a
Yes.
little more Verna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Yes,
it.
she's
And
sexier than she thinks she is.
exactly. And that's where the necklace is coming in and the clothes that you wouldn't normally wear.
Oh, oh, that's interesting.
Bring the camera up. If you're doing videos with like cards and with readings, bring the camera up.
Yeah, and if you're doing videos, we're gonna keep us posted
Mhm.
because we're not containing this just to us, but that's a whole
Yes.
other topic. So
Yes, absolutely.
anyway,
Awesome. And did you have anything else coming up for Verna?
the keep going.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Those I heard those.
You hear them now.
I heard those. I heard those. So that sounds like that was definitely for Pamela, but was that
Oh,
also
that's
for
right. That's
Verna too?
Pamela's. That's right. Okay, because I looked at Jessica's name first. You're right. Tammy and Lauren. Oh, we are
Awesome.
funny. Well, thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
We think we're funny. So
Yeah.
does someone else think that too?
Yeah,
Where
that's
you
that's
from?
great. The thing is we'll just keep going. So, yeah,
We'll just keep, yeah, even if you don't think we're funny, we're still gonna think
that's
we
right. Awesome. And I see Chantel is commenting back on the reading we did for her earlier, that her crown chakra has been opening up
are.
big time and experiencing physical symptoms today. Awesome. Just keep grounding and water. Water is so important.
It is. You get at me about the water too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got my tea.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I forgot my water bottle. So okay, so let me see. We've got another question from Pamela, but we've already done reading for Pamela. Let me see. She's asking about a message regarding the planning of her celebration of life
Let it
for her
go.
mom.
Let it go. That's how you. That's a new thing. Let it go.
Yeah,
Just let it be. It's not for her. It's for
it's for
them.
you.
Yeah. Have a big party.
Yeah.
And I actually even hear nobody better fucking cry. Another F. Sorry.
Awesome. Awesome. So we've got Nancy here. Hi, ladies. Excited to hear. Oh, excited to hear what we have to say. Awesome. Thank you, Nancy. We're so glad that you joined us today. Okay. So we've got Audrey here. Audrey's asking if there's something more than kidney disease that my body is suffering from.
Detoxification.
Yeah, I was going to say there's something extra.
Yeah,
One of the things that I really want to clarify here is that neither of us are professional medical anybody's. So please
No.
make sure that you talk to
My degree's in English.
Yeah.
I'm a yoga teacher.
Yeah.
So
talk to
what we see.
Yeah. So talk to trusted healthcare advisors as well. But at the same time, we're also happy to see what we have coming up for you. And I'm hearing needing something extra in my body. And when messages like that come up, I go into like vitamins and minerals and those kinds of things, like a sense of deficiency that's happening in the body. So if you do have access to a healthcare provider who could run some blood tests for you, just to make sure that everything is where it needs to be, that feels like that could be really helpful and supportive for you.
Yeah, I'm seeing. I did it with my kids when they get sick. You put garlic actually on your foot. Don't put it directly on your foot because it'll burn your foot.
Oh,
But it will draw out impurities, and the garlic will turn black. And I see nothing but black on the bottoms of your feet.
really?
Yeah, like crazy. I actually, and I see your blood is being sluggish. Not my blood's sluggish. I've had kidney stones. Yeah, and well, you know what I think about blood. I think blood is psychic energy. And when it gets sluggish, it's actually because you're not answering and moving your psychic energy. And hearing it from me is like hearing the pot calling the kettle black. Because I got all these lumps because I don't even answer all my psychic energy. No, I don't. But I'm trying to.
But that's part of the reason that you recognize it, because it's one of your things too.
That's why they put me through these things, so that I can go, oh, you too? And then here's what I think it is. And then people can, because what I think it is isn't always exactly what it is, but it might actually be the pathway that you're being spoken to on. Because they talk to you through your body, because your mind's too stupid.
Yeah. Well, your mind shuts things down, right?
Totally.
And
it only understands what it has seen before.
Yeah. And your body gets your attention. If you've got physical pain in your body or discomfort in your body, that is one of the best ways that source, universe, spirit has to get your attention.
Absolutely. Yeah. I must have said, okay, so I like to be punished.
Yeah.
Every time I mix and slap me somewhere. Yeah, that's what I said, apparently. So
Absolutely.
I think a lot of us did, to be honest.
Awesome. Audrey, thanks for joining us. And
Thank
hello
you,
to Krista. Thanks for joining us too. So we've got Stephen here. Stephen said, I'm expecting a big shift between this year and next year. Can I have some details related to my upcoming shift, please? And thank you.
Okay.
All right. What do you have coming up?
Oh, okay. I was going to say, this is more your forte. So.
No, that's okay. I
don't want to call you shifty, but.
We'll put her over to Bobbi. No, okay. Okay, let's take a look. So when I ask about what's going on for you and the shifts, everything that I'm seeing is everything is getting bigger. So it feels like we're releasing something, we're letting something go. And I'm kind of seeing this as like a traffic conductor with like it's gonna go like this, but you wouldn't put your hand up to stop. And at the same time, tell somebody to come forward.
Yes, you gotta go like this and then do this.
Yeah. So that's kind of making me wonder if you're getting some mixed signals. Because I am seeing something being stopped, but I'm seeing something else being moved forward. And actually, you know what it is? You know how sometimes you're stopped at an intersection and maybe you've got like an ambulance behind you and you're being stopped, but they're being told, so they bypass like a whole pile of cars coming around. That's actually what this is coming up. So there's something that you are needing to stop, to hold on to not move forward with, because there's something else that's more important that's going to bypass that. And that's what you need to put your energy into. And as you do that, everything starts growing. It starts expanding. And there are some things because of this growth that you're going to be able to release and let go of. It's it's like they no longer have the same significance because priorities have shifted. How does that one feel for you?
I actually, I see Stephen on a ladder. When I see
Cool.
people on a ladder, it's actually the ladder of success.
Beautiful.
And he's climbing up rungs on the ladder, but over to his right, there's this big looming thing
Mm-hmm.
that they show him trying to deal with, but don't deal with it.
Yeah.
Just freaking go right. It's not even, it's nowhere near your ladder, man. Just keep going up the ladder. And positive, 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 positive. Smile, Stephen. Have lots of sex. Allow yourself to release. And I can't even believe I said have lots of sex, but they actually showed that. It did.
I
I
know.
hope he has someone who's compliant within that. He could end
This
up, oh, that's fine.
this has been the most sexually charged conversation we've had. So
I have no idea why.
spring, well, spring is in the air. It's
Spring, yes,
almost here.
fertility. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was actually even going to do a thing about Ostara today as my my Instagram, but I did not yet. So
Interesting.
yes,
Interesting.
It was an egg.
Yeah.
Actually, it's good fertility, so that's kind of funny. So yeah, it must be in the air. Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
It
it's
must
falling
be in the
everywhere.
air. Yep.
The
So
cedar trees are trying to have sex with everything I see. So sorry, was that too much? It was, wasn't it? Sometimes I don't know. Julia,
it was unexpected. Stephen, thank you for joining
thank you
us.
so much, Stephen.
I just want to wrap that up. We do see lots that's coming for you, lots of growth, but also that there's something you're putting a lot of energy into. You need to stop and focus on the other thing.
Yeah, it's funny how you see it as like
I know
going past things, and I see it as something like
as you were describing it, I'm like, we're saying exactly the same thing, but we're just receiving it in different ways.
That's the neat thing too, and that's what people need to know too when they even go through their own psychic energy.
Yeah,
You're not going to receive it the same way other people. That's why it's really, really helpful to actually get in a group of people, meditate, and then everybody tell each other what they're seeing and such, and that can actually help you to see how you see, because nobody sees the same.
Yeah,
we don't speak the same. You and I have a different timbre to our voice, and that's all part of the whole, we're different people.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I think that's a really significant part too, because we also have different life experiences that are where things are going to mean different things to us.
Commercially. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to glob onto different information in different ways, and we're going to find that more important than that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they are. It's just our interpretation of the importance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And that's also where self-awareness starts coming in too. What does this mean to me? What does this mean for me? Because when you start to have that deeper understanding of what that symbolism means for you, then you understand what the message is.
Yes, absolutely.
So start asking yourself, what do these things mean for me? How do they feel for me?
How do I feel when I see that?
Yeah.
What does that make my mind go to? Things like that. Yeah, because that's how they talk to us.
Yeah.
Very, very rarely a voice in your ear. And when it is a voice in your ear, it's terrifying, disconcerting, and quite jarring.
Yeah.
My grandmother has done it twice.
So that's actually interesting. And again, like my experience is more with the angelic realm, and they tend not to try to scare us. But there are a couple of very specific times when I know that I've heard them and they've come through very calmly and with like a certainty, like this is what you need to do, and they've shifted me out of a place of panic, and so it was actually really helpful. So that can be a clairaudient experience you have as well.
That is nice. Yeah, with my grandmother, it was my baby was falling off my lap.
Right. So that's a really important one to get your attention about.
I'd fallen asleep with my infant right here, and she was starting to slide, and I heard, Berta! Because that's what people call me in my family. Berta! And I went, grab my baby. I said, thank you, Grandma. She's fine.
Good.
She's in the master's program. She's 22 years old.
She's making it through.
It didn't. Yeah, she made it through me. Yeah, she did.
You know what? That sets her up for life. So
strong young lady. Oh my gosh. Okie
awesome. Well, my friend, we've come to 5 o'clock. I think.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Okay.
I know.
And anyone we didn't get to, we're sorry.
Yeah. we're grateful that you popped on and joined us today. Thank you. And for everybody that we were able to connect with for readings today, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Awesome.
Oh my
Shall we?
goodness. Tabitha Christian. Phyllis Shaw, send me a friend request for your accurate reading. Tabitha Christian.
All right, there we go. So I will go in and
Look
take
at her
care of that
face. What's
after.
wrong with you?
Yeah,
Isn't she adorable?
I know. I expect we probably have lots of spammers on because the questions that we've been answering were from 15 minutes in and we're an hour and a half in now. So we will
Okay.
go through and we'll clean that up. So just a reminder that these people aren't connected with us in any way, and we certainly don't endorse them.
Nope.
But if you are wanting a personal reading with either of us,
Mhm.
how do people get in touch with you, Bobbi?
People get in touch with me either through my Facebook page, Bobbi Rowntree Spiritual and Medium, or on my website, trinityyogaandspiritualservices.com. That is actually where you can link to find the booking thing. And if you go
Awesome.
on the coupon code, that's when you can do because Erin taught me that, the e-transfer thing. Because
Awesome.
otherwise it just, yeah. Anywho, yeah, that's where you can find me, and on YouTube, but you can't really book with me on YouTube.
Beautiful, beautiful. And if you'd like to schedule an appointment with me, hop over to my scheduling website. It's bookingwitherin.com.
Yes. And also too, if neither one of us actually resonates with you, we can actually link you with actual psychics who will give you the information you need. So if neither one of us kind of feels,
Yeah.
then let us know what you have, and then we can actually know people.
We know lots of people.
And we know real people.
Mhm.
Not the other I think you know what I mean. Yeah. We know people who won't waste your money or time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And that's out of love.
Absolutely.
Not out of love.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody all so much for joining us. We're
You,
sending big
everyone.
hugs, lots of love your way. We're going to do a namaste.
Okay, yes. All right, you ready?
Okay. All right. You ready?
Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Take care. Bye, everyone.